Good day, students, and welcome back to Advocate Bapu Saheb Bunde High School digital class. We will continue with the remaining part of English lesson number 2.5. Let's march. Let us start with the lesson reading and explanation. Part 2. We can do it. You may ask that, what can one person do? I would recall a story of my childhood. A heavy fire had broken out in the forest. All the animals were running away, including Lion, the king of the forest. Suddenly, then he saw a tiny bird rushing towards the fire. He asked the bird, "What are you doing?" The lion's, to the lion's surprise, the bird replied, "I am going to extinguish the fire." The lion laughed and said, "How can you do it keeping just one drop of water in your beak?" The bird was adamant, and she said, "I am doing my bit." 18 years ago, millions of individuals marched across the globe and demanded a new international law for the abolition of worst form of child labor, and it has happened. We did it. Millions of individuals did it. Friends, we live in an age of rapid globalization. We are connected through high-speed internet. Now here Dr. Satyarthi says that we can all do it, but you may ask how. On this, he tells about a small story of his childhood. Once there was fire on the forest, and all the animals started running out of the forest. But a tiny little bird was rushing inside the forest. The king of the forest, the lion, asked the tiny bird about her rushing inside the forest, which was on fire. To this, the bird replied that I am going to extinguish the fire. The lion laughed and asked the bird, "How can you do it? By just keeping one drop of water in your beak?" To which the bird replied that I am doing my bit. So Dr. Kailash Satyarthi wants us to have this attitude towards the good work. He further says that 18 years ago, many individuals marched across the globe demanding law for abolition of child labor, which was successful. He says, we live in the age of globalization and are connected with high-speed internet. Further, exchange we exchange our goods and services in one single global market. Thousands of flights every day connect us from one corner to another corner of the globe. But there is one serious disconnect, and there is a lack of compassion. Let us inculcate and transform this individual's compassion into a global compassion. Let us globalize compassion. Mahatma Gandhi said, if we are to teach real peace in this world, we shall have to begin with the children. I humbly add, let us unite the world through the compassion of our children. I ask, whose children are they who stitch footballs yet never played with one? Whose children are they who harvest cocoa yet have never tasted chocolate? Whose children are they who are dying of Ebola? Whose children are they who are kidnapped and held hostage? They are all our children. Here, compassion means pity and concern for those who are suffering. To inculcate is to develop by instructing. Hostage is a person held prisoner. Here, he says that even though we are connected because of internet, but still there is one thing with which we are disconnected, and that is lack of pity and concern for people. He says, like internet globalization, we should also globalize compassion among the people. He says that, according to Mahatma Gandhi, if we want to teach peace, the best way is children. Further, he asks questions to the audience that the children who stitch footballs but never played with it, the children working in cocoa field but never have had a chocolate, who are these children? He asks that the ones who are dying because of Ebola, The ones who are kidnapped. Whose children are they? Next, I remember an 8-year-old girl we rescued from intergenerational forced labor from stone quarries. When he was sitting in my car, when she was sitting in my car right after her rescue, she asked me, "Why did you not come earlier?" Her angry question still shakes me and has a power to shake the world. Her question is for all of us. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? How many girls will we allow to go without rescue? Children are questioning our inaction and watching our actions. We need collective actions with a sense of urgency. Every single minute matters. Every single child matters, and every single childhood matters. Therefore, I challenge the passivity and pessimism surrounding our children. I challenge this culture of silence and this culture of passivity, this culture of neutrality. Now, here, intergenerational means involving several generations. Passivity is no action taken. Neutrality is not supporting or helping, and quarries is a place where stone or other material is built out of the earth. Now, here Dr. Kailash Satyarthi says that he recalls an incident when he met 8-year-old girl he had rescued her from forced labor from a stone quarry, who asked him that why didn't he came early before. He further says that he is still shocked with this question, and this question is for the whole world. The girl says, "This question is for every one of us. What are we all doing?" He says, "These children are waiting for us to come and rescue them from these difficulties. Every minute is as important, and we should hurry to help these children." And further, he is challenging the neutral attitude of people to come forward and help these children. Next, I call upon the governments, intergovernmental agencies, businesses, faith leaders, workers, teachers and NGOs and each one of us to put an end to all form of violences against children. Slavery, trafficking, child marriage, child labor, sexual abuse, and illiteracy, these things have no place in any civilized society. Friends, we can do this. Government must take child-friendly policies and invest in education and young people. Business must be more responsible, accountable, and open to innovative partnership. Intergovernmental agencies must work together to accelerate action. Global civil services society must rise above the business as usual and fragmented agendas. Faith leaders and institutions and all of us must stand with our children. We must be bold, we must be ambitious, and we must have the will. We must keep our promises. Here, innovative means having new ideas or methods. Fragmented is to split up or disunified. Agenda is a plan of things to be done to solve a problem. Accountable is able to be explained or understood. Accelerate is begin to move more quickly. Now, here Dr. Kailash Satyarthi says that he is calling out to each and every individual out there for a helping hand to put an end to all the forms of violences against children. He says, "We can do this. The government should make child friendly policies and invest in education. Business must be open to innovative partnership. There must be rise in global civil societies above the business. Faith leaders and institutions and all of us must stand out with one with our children." He says, "We must be bold, ambitious, and must have the will and keep our promises." Next, over 50 years ago, on the first day of my school, I met a cobbler boy, my age, sitting outside the gate of my school. I asked my teachers, why is he working outside? Why is he not with us in the school? My teachers had no answer. One day I gathered the courage to ask the boy's father. He said, "Sir, I have never thought about it. We are born to work." His answer made me angry. It still makes me angry. As a child, I had a vision of tomorrow, a vision of that cobbler boy sitting with me in my classroom. Now that tomorrow has become today, I am today and you are today. Today, it is time for every child to have a right of life, right to freedom, right to health, right to education, right to safety, right to dignity, right to equality, and right to peace. Today, beyond the darknesses, I see the smiling faces of our children in the blinking stars. Today, in every wave of ocean, I see my children are playing and dancing. Here, he says that 50 years ago, when it was his first day of school, he met a cobbler boy of his age sitting outside the gates of his school. He asked his teacher why the boy was sitting and working outside and why he is not with us in the school studying. Finally, one day, Dr. Kailash Satyarthi gathered the courage and asked the boy's father about it, to which the boy's father replied that he have never thought about it and said that we are born to work. This still makes him angry. He further says that he had a vision for future. He says that today every child has right to live freedom, health, education, safety, dignity, equality and peace. He says that he sees the smiling faces of our children. He sees them playing and dancing. Next, today in every plant, in every tree and mountain, I see our children growing freely with dignity. Friends, I want you to see and feel this today inside you. My dear sister and brothers, as I said, many interesting things are happening today. May I please request you to put your hand close to your heart, close to your eyes, and feel the child inside you? I am sure you can. Now listen to that child. Listen, please. Today I see thousands of Mahatma Gandhis, Nelson Mandelas, and Martin Luther Kings calling on us. Now, here he says that he sees the children in every plant, tree, and mountain. He requests all the audience to hold their hands close to their heart, closing their eyes, and feel the child inside. And further says that now listen to the child inside you. Has the vision of thousands of Mahatma Gandhis, Nelson Mandelas, and Martin Luther Kings calling on us. Next, let us democratize knowledge. Let us universalize justice. Together, let us globalize compassion. I call upon you in this room and all across the world. I call for a march from exploitation to education. I call for a march from poverty to shared prosperity, a march from slavery to liberty, and a march from violence to peace. Let us march from ignorance to awakening. Let us march from darkness to light. Let us march from mortality to divinity. Let us march. Noble Acceptance Speech by Kailash Satyarthi. Democratize means to make something democratic. Exploitation is take undue advantage of something or someone. Universalize means to bring into universal use or make available for all. Awakening means coming into existence or awareness. Mortality is perishable. Divinity is the state of equality of being divine or holy. Now, here, further in this last part, he says he is actually asking to democratize knowledge universalized justice, and globalized compassion. He is calling every individual on earth to march against exploitation to education, poverty, slavery, and violence. He is asking every individual to march from ignorance to awakening, from darkness to light, and from mortality to divinity. So, this is the speech which Dr. Kailash Satyarthi gave during his Nobel Prize acceptance ceremony. I hope you all might have understood up till now. You will get the answers to these questions given in your textbook. Read the full lesson twice and understand it again. We will meet back again with a new topic. Till then, thank you and have a wonderful day.